Hello everyone, it's me Michelle and I just wanted to wish everyone a happy Sunday. And today I overslept and I didn't get to go to church as I had been looking forward to all week, and that made me really sad because I felt like this week of all weeks I really needed to feel the support of my church community and feel the love of people who are genuinely good people with really great spirits. And so I felt, since I missed church today, that I would bring church to you. I would bring my own church today and share some of that with everyone else who maybe might need that right now. So in case you're wondering, because I know a lot of people that know me that are going like, you go to church? Like, you don't seem like a church person. I know, right? I totally do. Isn't that amazing? I absolutely do go to church. I started going to this one specifically about just a little over a year ago. And I go to a Unitarian Universalist church, or a UU, some people like to call it. And so you're probably like, what is that? I've never heard of that. Enlighten me. Well, the way I'm going to enlighten you about what UU is and what it stands for is I'm going to read you off the 7 principles of Unitarian Universalism. So the first is the inherent worth and dignity of every person. I feel like that's obviously something that I could stand by, and I think a lot of people can stand by that. And if you don't stand by that, you may want to check in with your own humanity as to why not. Another principle is justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. I mean, I feel like these explain themselves. Another is acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations. A free and responsible search for truth and meaning. The right of conscience and the use of democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. That's a good one. I like that one a lot. The goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. So I feel like if you know anything about me, you know that I am a tree-hugging hippie. And you know that these 7 principles that I've just described are all things that are important to me and things that I, fight for. If not before, then certainly now more than ever. And so you might be like, well, what is it that y'all talk about, and what is the basis of the the religion? And I don't really like to look at it as a religion, but I like to look at it more as a type of spirituality. And it draws from many sources. Direct experience of that transcending mystery and wonder affirmed in all cultures, which moves us to a renewal of the spirit and an openness to the forces which create and uphold life. Words and deeds of prophetic women and men which challenge us to confront powers and structures of evil with justice, compassion, and the transforming power of love. Wisdom from the world's religions which inspires us in our ethical and spiritual life. Jewish and Christian teachings which call us to respond to God's love by loving our neighbors as ourselves. I think there's a lot of people that are forgetting that one lately. Humanist teachings which counsel us to heed the guidance of reason and the results of science and warn us against idolatries of the mind and spirit. Spiritual teachings of earth-centered traditions which celebrate the sacred circle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature. So that's what I like about this church, is because everybody that goes there, as long as you come in good faith, you are welcomed, no matter what race or spiritual belief or orientation, color, creed. It doesn't matter who you are. As long as you come in good faith, you are welcome at the church that I go to. And they look at all forms of beliefs as having some validity or some value that we can all draw from and learn from, besides that of our own. And I feel like it's a really well-rounded form of spirituality, and I've embraced it for being that. And so I want to share with you as well the words of covenant and the doxology of the church that I go to. And these are words that we recite every service, every Sunday, and I think you'll appreciate them. So, love is the spirit of this church, the quest for truth its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, thus do we covenant. I think those are all good reasons to covenant. And then our doxology, go ahead and Google that word if you don't know what it means. From all that dwell below the skies, let songs of hope and faith arise. Alleluia, alleluia. Let peace, goodwill on earth be sung from every land by every tongue. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. That's the best part. I love that part at the end. And then there's also an intergenerational Thanksgiving. So this is the part when like all the kids go up to the front and they get their little blessing. And there's a call and response. All of my Catholic folk out there, I know you know about call and response. So it says, we are blessed by the goodness and beauty of life. For the gifts of life and love, we give thanks. Thank you, Spirit of Life. We are blessed as adults and children for the human family. For sharing our lives in this church community, we give thanks. Thank you, Spirit of Life. We are blessed in sharing a tradition of a vision of human good. For hands joined in peace and justice, we give thanks. Thank you, Spirit of Light. Heart and mind, voice and hand, take this light and light the land. So the light that we're talking about is the symbol of the Unitarian Universalist Church is the flaming chalice. And something that you might not have known was that the flaming chalice was a symbol during the Second World War to let people know who were fleeing the Nazis that this house is a safe house and that you can hide here and that will protect you. That we may not necessarily be Jews, but we got your back. That was the flaming chalice, it's a symbol of light, it's a symbol of hope, and I think what I want to say is that I am happy to be a safe place or someone to look for when you need hope. I'm here for you. I'm willing to be that person because I feel as though now more than ever we need to come together and to unify in love and recognize that only love can conquer hate. We cannot respond to hatred with hatred. We cannot respond to hatred with violence because all we're doing is feeding that monster. And it'll only grow stronger if we feed hatred with hatred and violence. And I think that It's really easy right now for people to turn against each other. It's really easy right now for people to point the finger of blame and accuse each other and try to find faults with each other. And I think that all we're doing is encouraging divisive rhetoric by furthering those conversations. I think that, yes, we're all entitled to our opinions. Yes, we are all entitled to speak our minds. But let us use that freedom to speak the words that will bring us together rather than separate us. Let us use our freedom to speak words of love. Let us love each other harder than we have ever loved each other before. Let us seek each other out and embrace each other and kiss each other in the streets. Let us make love, not war, as so many people have said before me, and hopefully will continue to say long after I'm gone. And lastly, I want to leave you with a poem that I wrote. I wrote it last year in dedication to a young girl who ended her life because she was bullied. And I think that's really tragic. And I would ask that rather than end our suffering in such a way which ultimately benefits no one and helps no one if not ourselves and our own release, which I can understand. I can understand because I've considered such things myself at different points in my life. So this is not a judgment, but I say, let us, in the face of such conservatism, meet that with love, with strength. Let us stand with strength. Let us stand together and hold on to each other in peace. And not be afraid of the consequences of doing so, of standing and fighting, because now I can admit I am one of the many people that had the mindset of being scared and wanting to run away from all of this. It's really easy to feel like the only way out is to run away, and I will never ever judge or fault someone for running away. I would never judge you the same way I would never judge the Jews that fled Poland when Hitler came to power. I would no judgment on them for doing that, because if it saves your life, then you probably made the right choice. So I ask other people not to judge those that may choose to not fight, because you know what? Some of us have been fighting all of our lives and we have no more fight left in us. And I completely understand. So let us not judge those that would choose to live another day in peace. Let us also not judge those that would stay and protest. I feel like there's a big judgment of that happening right now, and I think that telling someone not to protest is like telling someone who's had their arm cut off to not try and stop the bleeding. I think that we all have our own ways of dealing with fear, of dealing with hatred, of dealing with everything that's going on right now. And for some people it's to flee, and for some people it's to fight. And whatever it is, whatever you choose, whatever action you choose to take, you deserve to not be judged for taking that action. So let us stand by both parties, and may both parties, whether you choose to flee or whether you choose to fight, may you be safe, and may you live to see many days and may you live to see love and peace. That's what I would say. I feel like that seems like the appropriate thing to say. And what I ask for is the title of my poem, which is A Call to Evolve. This is what I ask for. There are very few things in life that are constant in this life, like the ebb and flow of love, health, and prosperity. We only know for certain that we are born, we bleed, and we die. So we must choose to treat each other compassionately. It is time we evolved past our primitive, discriminatory ways, past our need to mock, bully, and tease. If we ever want to end these tragic, death-filled days, my sorrowful and mourning heart desperately makes this plea. Let us raise those up that we don't understand, instead of cutting them down early on. Let us make the effort to comprehend each unique individual's spark. For beyond all that lay on the surface, beyond our very bodies, our many differences are truly minuscule when you consider the greatness of the one thing we all have in common. We all have a spirit, a soul, and energy with infinite potential. The potential to transcend the earthly mundanity of hatred, to push aside our inner troglodyte, loving every living being throughout creation, valuing and learning from their qualities beyond those visible to our eyes. The only way to change this world is with hearts and minds that are open. Abandoning this era of ignorance, intolerance, and terror. Now is the time to surrender the shell of the base Homo sapien for the limitless and loving fortress of the empathic Homo superior. So that is what I ask. That is what I ask for everyone. My call is a call to evolve, to love unconditionally, compassionately, with everything that we have. Let's love each other, and let's love ourselves, and let's love this world a lot more. I hope you have a very happy Sunday and a rest of this week. And may this little video that I made be a light in your day. Have a good one.